players to watch in some preseason games. So who are some players you're kind of really interested in looking at this weekend for some of the preseason games?
I'm gonna go non-Chargers on this one. And I think for me, it's always more based around like fantasy football, and I want to see, how they might be used. I think Travis Etienne Jr. Is somebody that I want to see how he's used if he gets out there to play at all. I am also looking forward to seeing the Broncos QB situation because I have some investments in that offense in fantasy football, and they announced that Drew Lock is going to start the first game and Teddy Bridgewater will start the second game. But then what if Drew Lock comes out on the first drive, leads them down for a score, and then leads him to a field goal, and all of a sudden the Broncos have 10 points with Lock in a preseason game, and the momentum can swing. We've already kind of talked about that. And then just also like I'm gonna go Colts. I really like Michael Pittman Jr. Like to see him get out there, and if he can have success with a backup, and even just look good, maybe catch a ball, get open. Even if he doesn't get a good ball thrown to him, but he looks sharp out there, I think that's something that that'll have my eye on.
To me, one of the top people that come to mind. Well, you mentioned already Drew Lock. To me, I'm super interested in Drew Lock. I feel like people are giving up on him way, way, way too early. I know I might be unpopular opinion. He started 18 games. I believe he has 6 or 7 wins. But at the same time, you look at those 18 games. At least 2 or 3 of those different games, he actually did not even fully play because he left the game injured. But you look at that young talent around him. And I mean, Javonte Williams, Noah Fant, Albert O, another nice tight end. I mean, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, so many. You can honestly make a case the Broncos have the best pure skill players, young skill players in the NFL right now. And part of that reason was, Drew Lock. People already, I sound crazy. Last year, I actually picked him to be my MVP candidates because I wanted to be bold. And I thought it could happen the way he played his rookie year. And to me, very interesting. He's worked out with Peyton Manning in the offseason. I feel like he's going to prove some of the doubters wrong. I'm very interested in Locke. A couple other ones. I really, really want to see Zach Wilson. Lots of people are already complaining about Zach Wilson. He's struggling, which that's the one horrible, horrible thing about playing, for a New York-based team. I mean, you could be brushing your teeth, and within an hour, you're going to be in the headlines. You're brushing your teeth, or just something stupid. Like, if you're in New York, you're going to be in the headlines no matter what you do. And with Wilson, I mean, lots of people talked about his early struggles. I mean, playing in BYU, you're not playing the biggest competition by any means. They're playing in the preseason game. I'm very interested in, especially to me, I believe they signed Josh Johnson. And up until they signed him, they did not have a single quarterback who has played NFL regular season snap. To me, that's a huge issue. I really feel like early quarterbacks who go extremely early should always have a veteran quarterback with them to help guide them throughout the NFL, give them tips and different things like that. I really want to see Justin Fields because depending how he plays, if he plays lights out, who knows? Maybe we end up seeing him start week 1 instead of Andy Dalton. Jacob Eason for the Colts, I'm interested in that because we don't know how long Wentz is out. There was a report that came out, I believe, yesterday that Wentz is ahead of schedule, but there is a chance he might not make week 1. I believe they play the Seahawks, and if Eason plays against the Seahawks, I would be really interested in that because I feel he was a very underrated quarterback coming out of the draft. Urban Meyer said there's a quarterback competition between Minshew and that's a lot of BS, but I'm still really interested to see Lawrence. Mainly more so quarterbacks.
Yeah, you're having a little bit of an audio connection, at least for me. I agree with all those. I'm just excited for football to be back. The Trey Lance situation is another one that's interesting to me because I think that's the real job that could be won. I think Andy Dalton is going to get the chance to be the starter for the Bears. And if you look at the beginning of the schedule, it's probably beneficial to let him take some of those really tough games at the beginning of the year too. But Trey Lance could win the job. There's just a lot, like the rookie running backs that are out here. We got to see Harris get some runs, so maybe we'll get to see Javonte Williams and Michael Carter and stuff like that. But yeah, I would definitely agree the Jets not having a vet was something that I was unaware of until the other day when I was talking to Turn Up the Jets, and he's like, yeah, they just signed Josh Johnson or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's not a good situation. But yeah, I'm just excited for preseason football to be back and overreact to all the stuff that happens in preseason football, really.
Can you hear me all right now?
Yeah, I can.
Overreact. The Browns and the Lions, I believe both of them were undefeated in the preseason, and both of them ended up going 0-16. So the preseason really does not mean much of anything.